Welcome to My Hometown, the program that explores clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues across Nassau and Suffolk counties and sheds light on the different towns that are making a difference.
Hello and welcome to My Hometown. I'm Bill Horan, along with my co-host, Nassau Community College student, Mike DeMarco.
Today we're going to meet an entrepreneur from here on Long Island who is looking to take down something every college student uses probably every weekend: red Solo cups.
And I hear he wants to do it in a very green way.
Our guest today is Michael Medvedev, the co-founder of a company called Earth Brands. And their goal is to make sustainability look cool and universal through their products and ventures.
Michael, welcome to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Hey.
Really appreciate it.
Now, Michael, so our audience knows you're joining us by Zoom from your school, Williams College, but you're actually from Albertson here on Long Island. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. Moved from Queens to Albertson when I was about 12 and have lived with my mom and grandparents since then.
And now you're a senior at Williams College, great school, and you're just about to graduate, correct?
Yep. Finishing up the last semester, trying to soak it all in.
Now, I actually first read about you in Newsday several months ago, so I'm going to ask you, how did this idea of going from the red cup that most of us know in a restaurant or a party or a picnic to green cups, and what does that really mean? Why is the green cup different from the red cup?
Yeah, so it goes back to my sophomore year here at Williams. Peter, my best friend and co-founder, we're both on the tennis team here at Williams, and we always knew we wanted to start something together. We didn't really know what that was. Being up here in the Berkshires, we're surrounded by beautiful nature and the environment. So we naturally became very passionate about sort of climate change and the environment and plastic pollution. And so Sunday mornings, we would wake up a little bit hungover some weekends and walk over to tennis practice. And, we would see sort of red Solo cups scattered across, the grass or whatnot and roads. And it would always bother us. We would notice it, be there for days. And, Williams by no means is a party school. I mean, there's only 2,000 kids. It's a small liberal arts college. We don't do much partying here. But we noticed how many cups we threw out every weekend, and it was thousands. And they ended up in, trash bags that we would end up throwing out. And we just thought, what's happening in Michigan, Wisconsin, where a lot of our friends are going? How many cups are they using? And what, how big of an issue is this? And we looked up how many Solo cups are produced every year, and it's about 8 billion by one brand alone. They're also not recyclable, which is a really common misconception. And so you can imagine all those cups end up in our landfills and oceans. And so we thought, it's 2021 almost, something has to be different. People care way too much about the environment and how much plastic that they use, that there has to be a more eco-friendly option out there. And so we did a lot of research. We ordered a lot of samples. We stumbled upon this corn-based, sugar-based, plastic that's fully biodegradable, compostable, and requires less energy and water to actually produce than a typical, red Solo cup that's oil-based. And so we went for it. We dived in. We ordered 100,000 cups. Those arrived in April of 2021. Straight to my garage, not really knowing where else to store them.
Your parents must love you.
Mom wasn't too happy, we'll put it that way. Yeah, and it was fun. And so, the cups were stacked to the roof of the garage. Now I remember just staring at them like, now what do I do? How do we get them out? And months went by, we were selling them and it was great. It was a weird time. April of 2021 was still, peak COVID almost. And a lot of college students weren't back on campuses yet. There wasn't a lot of partying or cup usage happening, but we still managed to get a lot of traction on college campuses, mainly Cornell, MIT, Tulane, and a lot of students just really caring about, this issue and wanting to be a part of our product and movement. And it's been really fun since then. Last fall was really our first real semester. That we launched on, over 30 college campuses, selling to fraternities, to students directly, to liquor stores. And, we've amassed today over an ambassador program of college students of over 1,500 college students, which is really exciting. And they're all amazing and really just want to support our product and movement. And so yeah, we're really excited just to see how fast we've been growing and how big of an impact we're making.
That's really awesome. And like the perfect success story. One thing I'm going to ask you, what's Peter's last name, your partner?
Peter's last name is Peter Freelingheisen.
And we just want to give him some credit because, according to you, he's part of the operation and you two guys are partners. And now you can charge him royalties every time the show replays. So you can tell him you mentioned his name and you got it on the show. Mike?
So I touched upon your your mission a little bit earlier in my opening statement, and I'm pretty sure you just summed up the rest of what your mission is. But I have a question for you. When you walk down your campus nowadays, do you see a lot more green cups than red cups?
You really do. It's fun, yeah. Especially at Williams, we sell in all of our major liquor stores here. They actually sell cheaper than Solo, which is convenient. And yeah, we see our Earth cups flying off the shelves way faster than Solo cups are, and so every sort of party or gathering we go to, we always see Earth cups, which is a nice sight.
It must drive the athletes crazy because they usually get all the credit at a school and people know them, and yet you're probably the guy, even at Williams, where it's a lot of super smart people and geeks and the kind of people who are going to own the Earth. You're already started on that path. Does everybody have you made a lot of new friends, let's put it that way, and is it easier to get dates? You're laughing, so I think that's answering it.
Williams is a small school, so you sort of get to know everyone since day one, and 4 years later, you're all still together, and it's a nice family community kind of school. But yeah, I will say it's funny when we hear, the Solo cup replacement came from Williams, which at first probably makes no sense given how little cups we use compared to other schools. So that's pretty funny.
Now, Michael, if I'm correct, you're 21 years old. Is that right?
That's right.
And who gets this product out to? I don't know whether it would be supply stores or liquor stores or restaurants, bars, catering houses.
Yes, we now today work with warehouses and fulfillment centers across the U.S. We are one on Long Island, actually, and in Ronkonkoma, and a few others across the U.S. But yeah, we sell online, we sell on Amazon, we sell wholesale to many bars, breweries, talking with some MLB and NFL stadiums and big festivals now. So there's a lot of demand out there, and everyone wants to be a part of sort of this movement of reducing their plastic waste and going biodegradable.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I feel like it's almost like an episode of Shark Tank. But
you read my mind. I was just going to ask him that. Yeah, so my next question.
But how did the business start to grow? Did you have to look for investors?
Yeah, at first it was actually bootstrapped. So our first product was called Earth Caps, and we made hats from recycled plastic bottles and organic cotton. And we sold a bunch to family, friends, to little retail stores here in Williamstown and elsewhere. Then we launched custom hats for companies. So we did a few orders for really large companies, organizations, even some universities. And that got the ball rolling in terms of sort of cash on hand that we could have used to then go and buy some cups. So but now we're raising our seed round, which is really exciting. And that's going to really help us with some flexibility and take us to the next level.
Michael, as a parent and a grandparent, I have to ask you these questions. As this was developing, did your parents kind of come up to you and say, why don't you just meet a nice girl at Williams and get married and find, grandchildren for us? Or did they say, oh, thank God, now we don't have to worry about our retirement? Or are they the vice presidents of your company?
It's most definitely the former. I hope my mom's listening. Hi, Mom. But my mom and grandparents are all very supportive of what I do, and yeah, it would be an understatement to say that all ideas that I bring to them, they think they're crazy. They think I'm crazy at first, and that's sort of how it goes. You just need to keep pushing.
That's a sure sign it's a good idea. When the parents say it's crazy and the kids don't agree with me, then it's going to be successful. What's your mom and dad's first names?
My mom's name is Nadia Vitals.
Okay, another royalty for him. See, I'm working for him.
Yeah, and yeah, the kids are always right.
Exactly. Especially if they go to Williams.
Well, before we continue, I just want to add that you are listening to My Hometown on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Mike DeMarco, along with Bill Horan, and today we are speaking with our guest, Michael Medvedev, the co-founder of a company founded in Albertson here in Nassau County called Earth Brands. Their goal is to make sustainability cool and universal through their products and ventures, including Earth Cups and more. So a few moments ago, we were all actually talking about Shark Tank, and I believe that you had something to add about one of your possible future investors.
Yeah. Really excitingly, we didn't go on Shark Tank, but excitingly, as we're raising our seed round now, we got Mark Cuban on board as an investor. So that's really awesome, and it's been really great to work with him. He's been really supportive, exciting to keep growing with him.
Now, how did he get involved in all this? How did the connection happen?
It was a cold email to a random angel investor through LinkedIn, and he happened to sort of see our vision and believe in me and Peter, and knew Mark, so thought he would pass us along, and it worked out.
That's great.
That's good to have friends like that and angel investors around there. Now, Michael, tell us, let's say I was a potential client of yours. What would be the pitch? Why should, look, I'm happy with these red cups. I'm using red cups all the time. Why should I switch to green cups?
Yeah, I think, a lot of people aren't familiar with solo cups and the fact that they're not recyclable. Unfortunately, in the United States, recycling is just inefficient and really doesn't happen at the end of the day. There are percentages of, say, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% actually gets recycled. I'm pretty pessimistic. I'd like to say that nothing at the end of the day gets sort of properly recycled. And so whatever we can do to either reduce, reuse, or recycle, but it would be better. And Earth Cups, they require less energy and water to actually produce. They're fully biodegradable, compostable, plant-based cups. And they're just a much more sustainable alternative to, any typical plastic cup that you may be familiar with.
And it's the young people like yourself, obviously, who are concerned about the environment. They're going to be around a lot longer, certainly, than I am. But it's obviously a very, very important topic. And it's great that college students like yourself are taking hold of it, doing something about it, and getting the movement going. So it's helping a fellow college student. It's helping the environment. And I think you even said it's cheaper than the bigger brands, right?
That's right. Yeah. In some stores that we sell to, it actually ends up being cheaper than Solo and the other plastic cups. And it's really quite price competitive. And you're exactly right. We're targeting the next generation consumer and college students. And we notice millennials and Gen Z really care about sustainability and sort of their everyday plastic usage. So, but we do see sort of a demand from across all age groups as well. Many bars, breweries, also, want these sort of cups and go plant-based essentially. So it's really exciting to see kind of everyone being a part of this change.
Definitely a win-win. If the price is there and it's good for the environment and it's a local person who's coming out with it and the founder of the company, what's not to like?
Yeah, it's a double whammy because, think about it. Most companies are going to look at the price first before anything, but the fact that you have both, hey, it's a win-win. Earlier, you mentioned something called Earth Caps, the baseball caps that you used or the hats that you used to get started before you even made the Earth Cups. But my question for you is, do you still make the hats?
Yeah, we still make the hats. They're really fun, cute. People still love the designs and love to. We donate still $5 for every hat that we sell to our partner environmental organizations that are up on our site. And they're doing some incredible work from setting up trash barriers in rivers in Indonesia to avoid the plastic flowing out into the oceans. And another one, sets up solar panel water pumps in across the world to really provide clean water to communities that don't really have easy access to it. And so our charities, they're doing incredible work, and we've been fortunate enough to donate a lot to them and keep supporting their ventures. But yeah, we still make the hats, we still make custom hats, and now we're making custom cups as well for everyone who needs them. Now,
I understand, Michael, that you actually market these to fraternities and sororities. Are they the people who most often use them? Because we picture the fraternities and sororities constantly drinking or having parties, etc. Is that a big part of your market?
Sure. Yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, we found out solo alone that one brand produces over 8 billion cups a year. And we estimate about 3 to 5 billion are used on college campuses alone. So it is quite a big, I guess, market or a lot of cups are used on college campuses. And so we definitely want to make it easy, affordable, and accessible to, access more eco-friendly cups. Because right now you go into a liquor store, there's never an eco-friendly option. And, we want them to change that.
Now, by the way, for someone listening to our show right now who says, where do I get these Earth cups and et cetera? Is there a website where they should go to or look at it and find out more?
Yeah, absolutely. We sell them on our website, earthbrands.earth. We sell them on Amazon, Kroger Marketplace, and soon we'll be selling in a lot of little, boutique bodegas and liquor stores across the New York and Long Island area. And
they're under the name Earth. I call them the green cups, but it's Earth cups. That's what they're really known as. Is that correct?
Earth cups. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
And one thing that I think is very cool that's, on top of, being eco-friendly and, the fact that Solo Cups cannot recycle, one thing also that you do differently from Solo Cups is just Solo Cups is always the red cup. I mean, I know you have your green cup, but you can also design cups too. I don't think Solo Cup has ever done that before. But for example, can you make a WHPC logo cup?
Where he's going with this.
Yeah, we
now.
can drink it in the station. I mean, all of the listeners can't see it, but we can see it. So
yeah, I mean, we Bill and Mike, we could put your face on a cup and drink out of them, play some beer pong, whatever you guys want.
Sounds fantastic.
Maybe Mike's face, but I don't know that you want my face on it.
No, your face is going on the cup, though.
Oh, gee, that's the one they'll pitch at to try to knock off the table.
Yeah, but I was just going to add, it's a really big sort of mission of ours this year is to produce as many custom cups as we can because people love customization. It gives it that personal touch. And we have exciting plans for later this summer of 2022 to begin producing all the cups ourselves here in the United States. And so that's a really big project that's on its way. So we're really excited about that.
Do you have any favorite customizations that you've done in the past that stand out?
Yeah, we've done a bunch for a number of breweries across the U.S. Cisco Brewers up in Connecticut, if you're familiar with them, we've done some custom cups for them and did a few custom cups for Michelob Ultra and a couple of other beer companies. So those are really cool.
Michael, you deal obviously with social media marketing. How big a part of your overall plan is that, and who does this and who takes care of that for you? Is that a specialty firm, or you have that look on your face like it's just a good friend who knows everything about the internet?
No, yeah. It's a combination a little bit, but mostly it's sort of in-house, we call it. At first it was just me and Peter on the Instagram, posting pictures every week or so. And then it naturally grew from there. We now have interns. So last summer, summer of 2021, we had about 10 interns. And then in the fall, we had an additional sort of 5. And then now this winter of 2022, we have a total of 16 interns and 5 part-time workers. And so they are really 10 times more creative than Peter and I are and are way better on social media than we are. So, I remember the moment we stepped away from the TikTok account, they made a few videos that went viral. And so, Peter and I said we should have done that a while ago. Yeah, we like to do everything sort of in-house. We as college students, we know better than sort of any other marketing agency about what the next generation college student cares about or wants to see. And so I think that plays to our advantage.
Now, I'm going to mention to my partner, Mike, if you notice he used the word intern. That's a businessman's term for unpaid help. Is that correct?
Sure. It's a lot of college students that sort of apply to our program and they get some real sort of work experience in a fast growth.
No, they really do. And I was just making some joke out of that. Yeah, but obviously that type of experience, if someone came to me and said, I worked with a startup at college, and that's so much more worthwhile than saying I worked at Joe's Jelly Factory. What'd you do? I put the jelly in the jars. Well, that's not going to help me, but they did the marketing. They did it and went out and did the sales. That's real world practice. So they really are getting something good. They're getting in on the ground floor that they can tell people, and they're probably going to invest it and be your VP or assistant VP someday. And it's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a few interns that have stuck with us since last summer of 2021, and yeah, they're growing in the company. So
Am I too old to come up there and be an intern? It's in New England, right?
You're welcome to come anytime.
See that? I already got a job. All right. Unpaid, but I got a job.
Well, before we continue, I just want to add once again, you are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Mike DeMarco, along with Bill Horan, and today we are speaking with our guest, Michael Medvedev, the co-founder of a company founded in Albertson here in Nassau County called Earth Brands. Their goal is to make sustainability cool and universal through their products and ventures, including Earth Cups and more. And so I'm sure that you have a lot of people who may want to be interns or even your part-time workers because, I mean, quite frankly, it's a great idea. So I feel like a lot of people are going to want to hop on this while it's still at the beginning. But what do you look for in potential employees or interns for your organization?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think for me, personally, Peter and I still do sort of all the interviews. We really want to know just who's interested and who wants to be a part of what we're building. And I think really the main thing I look for is someone that's really curious and asks questions. I ask that at the end of every single one of my interview is, do you have any questions? And if they say no, that's a little bit of a yellow flag. But other than that, I mean, I think everybody cares about sustainability these days. And that's great to see. It's great to see how we're empowering all these college students and educating them about sort of how toxic solo cups are. And that's really nice to see. So, yeah, I'd say, be curious, ask questions, and really show that you're passionate about it.
Now, Michael, you have something called an Earth Brand Ambassador. How do I become, is that just a person who uses your product, or is that a position within your firm, or someone who just says, I love Earth Cups?
It's a little bit it's a mix of everything. Yeah, our ambassadors are one of our biggest assets, to be honest, and can't thank them enough for being a part of our program and movement. The ambassadors fill out an application online, and if you're accepted, you get commission sort of on every cup or hat that you sell. And yeah, you get sort of giveaway items, and you get to be a part of sort of the big marketing projects that we're a part of. You get to sort of spread the cups and the product on your college campuses how you see fit, whether it's bringing the cups to a party or setting up a booth somewhere. And it's really amazing to see how many ambassadors today. We have over 1,500 ambassadors that are really bought in and taking the time out of their days to spread the mission and product. So we feel fortunate.
That is really a good idea. I mean, just talking to you is like a business class. I don't know if any of your teachers have said, will you come up and talk about it or tell us your experience? But if they haven't so far, I'm sure in the future they will, because all that you've gone through already, and now having these ambassadors out there, they can make something on it. They have a position on their resume. They're learning about your business. Some are probably going to be investors somewhere along the line or buy stock in the company, et cetera. It's like a win-win-win all the way across. No wonder Mark Cuban is interested and, already part of it.
I was on LinkedIn the other day, and I saw, it said like 50 people work at Earth Brands. And I'm like, I have no idea who these people are. But, I'm happy they feel that, the need to be a part of it and want to be a part of it and spread that around.
Well, we all want to be with a winner and someone who's doing well. So how those 1,500 people view you now.
Well, it seems like you got your hands full. I mean, you're a full-time college senior. You got a whole company that you started up with you and your partner. But in your spare time, what do you do? What's your hobbies, or should I say, what do you do when you're not a college student or working on a company?
Yeah, so Peter and I are also on the men's tennis team here. So we have our sort of main season coming up. And so we've been training a lot, pretty much every day with the team for that too. But other than that, it's just hanging out with friends and people that you love and sort of cherishing the moments, because we know we speak with alumni and they say, time flies and you'll be out of college in no time and you'll really miss it. So we're just trying to soak in every minute we have here.
So aside from running a business empire, you still get to be a college student some of the time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that is so true, though. What the alumni tell you, the time does fly. You look back and say, did we really do that? Can you believe we were courageous? And we're playing tennis, and we're going to school in the meantime, and you probably have a little social life in there. But you get all these things in and still do it. It just gets more and more amazing. Michael, was there a turning point where it was like, let's just drop this and go to class and go to the frat party next weekend? Or was there one point in there where you were ready to give up, or Peter might have said, let's junk this idea or sell it to someone?
Yeah, not really. I remember Peter and I chatted about a year and a half ago when we wanted to sort of start up the company. We took a little pause because of COVID and sort of felt like the world was collapsing. But, we sort of sat down and said, okay, let's give this a shot again. When you're young is the time to do something like this. And so one thing our coach told us, our tennis coach always says is, you only get better on the days that you don't feel like playing. On the days that you feel like playing, or the days you're feeling great, those days you're not actually getting better. And so we sort of applied that to running the business. And I'd say 85% of the days, or at least, back a year ago, we felt like, what are we doing? And what is this company going to, succeed, or why are we wasting our time here? But it's on those days where we put in even more work and do a lot more research. So we're really fortunate that we kept pushing. And yeah, I'd say the turning point was when we, sold out of all the cups in my garage and saw a smile on my mom's face. I
was just going to say, probably the happiest person was your mother. Never mind your bank account. Your mom said, thank God, now get a warehouse and don't ever fill up my garage again. That's going to be the end of it, right?
That was actually word for word what she said.
Dad, I told you I'm a smart guy. I know these things. I'm going to be one of his ambassadors someday.
And I'm sure there's going to be many more turning points to come. But what does the future hold for Earth Brands? Do you have any sort of other products that you have in the sort of on the conveyor belt or ready to be in the works?
Yeah, we actually can't be more excited about the future. Like I mentioned, this summer of 2022 we'll be producing all of the cups ourselves here in the United States, and that'll allow us for custom options, customization options, faster turnaround times. Different sizes of cups as well for breweries and bars, and doing a lot of sort of marketing partnerships with festivals. We're really excited. We're speaking with some big stadiums out there, and so supplying them with some cups would be really exciting. And most excitingly for us also is looking into new materials. And so we know at the end of the day, in 2-3 years, what's going to be the evolution of an Earth Cup, and how can we make it more biodegradable, more sustainable, more energy efficient. And we're doing some really exciting work on that front. So,
well, Michael, we're going to ask you, just remember, we found you here on WHPC. So in the next 50 years, as you become more and more famous, just remember, this was the starting point for your media exposure. So give us a little credit.
Absolutely. Yeah. Long Island's my home. I've learned a lot and grew up here, and can't thank everyone on Long Island enough who's made an impact on my life.
We want to thank, I'm sorry to cut you off. We want to thank Michael Medvedev. He's the co-founder of the company Earth Brands, and you've heard of his story today, and then a very interesting one that's going to get bigger and better as time goes on. Michael, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
I'm Bill Horan. I'm here with Mike DeMarco. We thank you for listening to this week's special edition of My Hometown.
We'd like to get your feedback on My Hometown. Send your comments to whpc@ncc.edu. Nassau Community College, where success starts and continues. Till next time, this is Bill St. James. And remember, there's no town like your hometown.